Now, I want us to still stick to research and development. We've had this issue of funding as a challenge to that. How well do you think our government should begin to pay attention to research and development, which is described as a backbone of innovation, backbone of development in any economy?
All right. I think that's a tall order to question, really, but it shouldn't be just government alone. That's my mind. You can have a strategic plan for the nation where you establish a national research fund of contributing, mandatory contribution from industry, because industry is also establishing their research. I know that there are even industries who are buying research from outside. So we need to be able to ensure that we establish probably a 1% of turnover of big industries into a colossal research fund, just like we are having this, the hereditary fund. So we can now build it around the ecosystem of education and people who are doing real-time research in sectors, because there's going to be plugged back to the industry anyway from the education sector. That is the way it works.
Okay.
Today, what we really have is that you have technology talking to education or feeding education. Whereas, globally, it's education that feeds the industry, that brings technology to the industry. Industry does not bring technology to education. Industry empowers education to bring technology to research on issues and bring it to the industry. So we are still more or less upside down because we are a consumer nation, really. That's what it is, be it in technology.
Okay, I'd like you to just hold on for a minute. Okay. We're going on a break. Okay. We have been talking to Dr. Chris Uwaje. He is the past president of the Institute of Software Practitioners of Nigeria, and we have been looking at the software industry in the country. We'll be right back.
If you want to know what's trending or you miss your favorite live shows, you can watch it all on our YouTube channel. Simply log on to www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Scroll down to your favorite program and click play. You can also view all uploaded videos by clicking on View All. Don't forget to subscribe and get the latest videos. If they are interesting, like them and be heard. Get connected with the channel's television YouTube page. The news at your fingertips.
You're welcome back. You're watching Business Morning on Channels Television, and we have been talking about the software industry in Nigeria. Our guest has been Dr. Chris Uwaje, the past president of the Institute of Software Practitioners. He is also the chairman of Mobile Software Technologies in Nigeria. Thank you for still being a part of the program. I'd like us to move on right now as we can wrap up the show in a few minutes. Billions of naira are set to leave the country every year as license and other fees to foreign software companies in other countries. Now, how much of local content do we have in this industry, and how well can we stop this billions of naira from flowing out of Nigeria?
Thank you very much. I think that's a very significant question and focus. In the first place, we ask ourselves, those softwares that are imported, what percentage of them can be domesticated and, of course, developed in Nigeria? A significant proportion of them can be developed here. Secondly, we ask ourselves, are all those software that are imported and where funds are remitted working, or have some of them failed? The answer is that really a significant part of them has failed here in Nigeria, as they have failed all over the world. but we still pay for it. Those are one of those significant perspective we need to be talking about. Softwares fail all over the world. That's why you have versioning. You have version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Windows, all right? And when this happens, nobody really is looking at those perspectives, but funds are being channeled outside the country. To stop this, that's why the Local Content Act, of 2010 has been put in perspective. It is now for us to create a platform of regulatory ecosystem to monitor and to have a national software directory where all imported softwares and local softwares should be domiciled, and the efficacy and claims that are inherent in them should be well understood. There are people who bring in software and say you can do A to Z, whereas those claims cannot be substantiated, but we pay for them. There are kids who are able to develop those software when they are truly mentored in the mobile environment. Now, let's understood really what we are talking about. Now you have software distributed as operating system, database system, and of course application software. Nigeria's capability lies in the application software, be it in the cybersecurity, be it in the e-government, be it in e-health, and be it in other realms of where. And of course now, if we don't build our local content capability in terms of one, cybersecurity, we don't have cats. There's going to be cyber wars of nations in future. Who is going to protect the Nigerian cyberspace? You need cyber army, like you have Syrian cyber army, you have Saudi Arabia cyber army. Indeed, about 55,000 computers were shut down of Saudi Arabia oil center a few years ago. SUSNET, we know that SUSNET is a worm that was developed to shut down the nuclear plant of Iran a few years ago. Airports have been shut down. Oil gas pipelines have been shut down. And of course, government operations have been shut down by attacking them. India, just a few months ago, attacked Pakistani, closing down 856 websites of Pakistan as a celebration of the Mumbai attack. So these things are not friction, they are real. And what we are saying is that we can't sit here and a 12-year or 19-year-old person, wherever he resides anywhere in the world, hijacks our central bank and puts us into jeopardy, or hijacks our oil depots and take us ransom. Just as we have kidnapping, there's going to be cyber kidnapping by kidnapping resources. Okay?
So, how much should we put into this? Because you talked about developing imported software locally by domesticating our own. But how much should we have, to put into this to make it a reality?
No, I think it's the regulation, really. If you have a policy to say you can import your own software, but you cannot transfer that money unless there's an evidence that you have domesticated, you build a center, not a marketing outlet. What the foreign softwares have is a marketing outlet. We are talking about a domesticated technology presence in Nigeria, in country. That's what happened all over the world. We can become a dumping ground of software for other nations. As we are developing, we should develop capability to also sell to other West African countries. Africa is a huge environment. You're talking about our population in West Africa, about 254 million people. There is a very big market for virtual university. Virtual university will be controlled by software ecosystem where lecturers will sign in or online. I know that some of our professors are thinking about that right now, because the population is growing and we need education to be able to ensure that we can share information online. But without the software capability, you can't be able to do this. Without the software capability, you won't be able to create e-health applications that we've done in mobile software solutions. We've created a capability where we can reach, at least for now, we can reach about 20 million Nigerians who have smart cell phones on how malaria affects them. Can you get that?
Okay, we're wrapping up very soon. Yeah. I know that we've had some local software developers. Do we have a record of their innovation? Do we have what they've done? And how have we used them?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. The documentation has been a little bit lopsided, but I can tell you that as of the last records, when we are doing the ECOWAS survey, we have more than 6,000 software developers in Nigeria, 6,000 companies, all right? And that is very little. But then, if you ask me, really, unknown to us, there are Nigerians who have been exporting software. Precise software solutions.
They don't make it known here?
They sell it
here. Are you aware of this?
We are aware, yeah. Precise software, I can tell you, they've exported software outside the country. Assistant Specs, who is a member of ISPON, exported software outside the country. The big one, which we call the big one, is Neptune Software. Neptune's software, due to frustration, has to move its developing headquarters to UK.
Now, you talked about frustration. Are these people afraid of
No, because
the intellectual property?
It's about patronage.
Protecting their intellectual property?
And patronage. Those are the two keys. Patronage and the IP. Intellectual property is core, that when I develop something, the copyright environment should protect it, and of course is registered, and patenting takes on. We are trying to patent our MDG now. It's taking for years, okay? And those are things that lead to the frustration. But above all, it's about patronage. Federal government in 2006, under President Obasanjo, released a circular that MDAs should patronize use local development software in the country. That patronage has not really come to fruition. But we believe with the need of CPN, Computer Registration, Professional Registration Council of Nigeria, who is doing a good job, we want to make sure that we can bring all this regulatory framework into system. There's a new Director General, PT2 in NITDA. He is also thinking along this the software aspect. So we want to believe that by and large, we should be able to do that to accelerate our development. But then our concentration should be downgraded from the university to secondary school. Because the problem we have, the mismatch, is that these kids don't learn this in secondary school. They go to university and start to learn. And then there's a problem before they come to the industry.
I want to ask you, now in 2013, you happened to be a member of the committee coming up with a new software policy. How far have you gone with that? How far did that committee go?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it went well. The Honorable Minister has adopted this document. He's taking it to the National Executive Council, and I'm sure by now the document of the new ICT policy for Nigeria has been ratified. And if you go to comtech.gov.ng, we'll be able to see that document online. All right. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think we have to leave it at that. Thank you for your time, your insights, and of course your explanations as to the country's software industry. We've been talking to Dr. Chris Uwaje. He is the past president of the Institute of Software Practitioners of Nigeria, and we have been looking at the potentials of this industry, which is estimated to be at a $6 billion mark. And we hope that we tap into all of this and get our economy moving forward and getting stronger. On this note, we wrap up Business Morning. Thank you for watching. We do appreciate your time with us. We hope you join us again, same time tomorrow. I am Bolaji Akinwale. News Track is next.